and let us all do we can to build a better future.
I like to think Hard Lens Media has been very consistent with its opinions, with its perspectives and points of view. We've been around a lot, and look, sometimes, yes, we do make changes. We do make changes, and we explain why we made our changes or different thoughts or perspectives. Case in point, I want to give a huge shout out to a couple of our viewing audience members, most notably Roger Meadows, who told us and informed us about citizen ballot initiatives, abolishing political parties, worker co-ops, public banks, etc. And these are all very good ideas. And instead of waiting it for at the federal level, we take the initiative at the state level. These are good things. And it's always important to be emotionally and politically mature when you are covering current events or hot topic issues. You know, we live in a supercharged era in this day and age where politics and everything that's being posted on social media causes people to be emotionally involved. And there have been a couple of times when I've done this show where, boy, it's tough to cover a story or talk about it. Plucks at the old heartstrings here and there. But I like to take pride in knowing that we have been consistent. I've called for ending Citizen United. I've called for that we have citizen ballot initiatives. And yes, I believe in independence and third parties. I'm a strong supporter of that. I believe in the First Amendment and free speech. And I know there's a lot of critics of this show, and I know there's a lot of supporters of this show. And I am always humble when I see people across the political spectrum say, hey, I like your show. I may not agree with you all the time, but I like your show. Or you're wrong on this, but I see your perspective. Those are always wonderful. Sometimes even when I get like a Trump supporter saying, yeah, I like your show. I see this. This is that's an interesting perspective and point of view. And that's great. It's great character development. And there's been times when I've seen other people of the political spectrum and I see their perspective and point of view too. But at the end of the day, be consistent. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, this story is going to make you laugh and smile a little bit of some humor in here. But I want to pull up this video from Turncoat Don. He's made a lot of great videos of people getting smacked around, getting a 5-finger slap across the face, a firm slap. If words were violence, Ben Shapiro versus Ben Shapiro. The same Ben Shapiro who tells you, hey, facts don't care about your opinions. And he talks super fast. So shout out to Turncoat Don, who put together this lovely work of art. And it is a work of art, as it should be. So sit back, relax, enjoy this video. Because remember, this is the same Ben Shapiro who told college students, like, hey, get over your feelings. College is in a safe space. And here's the thing. And this is something I like to see be consistent. All right. Colleges should be an area where everyone should speak. You're not going to agree with what everyone says. That's how the whole world is. Everyone's going to have a different perspective and point of view. But just be consistent and hear out the other side. Yes, you might run into people who will say things that you don't like at all. That's the truth. But be a well-rounded individual. Now, since you sat through all of that, get ready to laugh.
You know, we've been seeing these massive marches all over the United States in favor of Hamas. If that doesn't scare the hell out of Jews, I'm not sure exactly what will. These campuses, which are supposed places of safety and openness and diversity, well, when it comes to Jewish students feeling, just a little threatened by people who are now defending mass murder of Jews, and then, of course, there's nothing to be done. Are these people who are marching in favor of Hamas that you would want working for your company? On campuses across the nation, Jews have been surrounded. Jews are being threatened all over the world, but we got to make sure that the people who join the threats, those are the people who are protected. If they are not citizens and they support Hamas, they should be deported. These folks don't think like you. They don't think like you. In the United Kingdom, Jewish students are now afraid to go to class.
Oh no, who's getting in the ring to face off against Ben Shapiro? Just like how you used to play Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, occasionally you will fight your own character. Ben Shapiro versus a Ben Shapiro.
I know. You are in your dorm and you're ensconced there and you feel so comfortable with all your friends who tell you that you're just a great person and all your beliefs are exactly right. The last thing you want is somebody invading your campus and saying things that you disagree with, because that's just tyrannical and awful. You shouldn't have to feel like you're wrong ever. You should always feel like you're right. Well, toughen up, sweetheart. Bottom line is that it's time for you to learn that there are lots of differing opinions. The discussion is good for you. It makes your views stronger. It makes your views more durable.
Damn, Ben, take it easy on Ben.
It is that exchange of ideas that actually makes an intellectual community worth having. If you're not willing to engage in that intellectual community, you're in the wrong place. If you want a safe space, we can find a padded cell for you somewhere. If you want life to just be a giant teddy bear, go back to being a child. But if you want to be an adult in the United States of America, you're going to have to deal with the fact that there are people who disagree, and that's a good thing to discuss. There are only one group of people that want safe spaces so that they never have to hear from anybody of a different ideology or political persuasion. Those people are called fascists. Okay, and you've got a bunch of fascists, damn fascists on this campus, who are trying to shut down political debate and trying to cloister themselves in this little cocoon of stupidity so they don't have to debate anyone or think about issues outside their kin so that they can feel comfortable. Guess what? Life isn't about feeling comfortable. Life is about bettering yourself. Get off your ass, you stupid pansies. You got knocked the fuck out, man!
All right, look. Being serious here, it's funny to laugh at these videos, and it is because Turncoat Don is number one. He puts together the best content out there. So shout out to Turncoat Don. But look, you are going to run into people who will challenge you. You're going to run into people who are going to think differently than you. It's how it's always been. It's been going on like this before any of us were born. It's going to continue on long after we're dead. Here's hoping that humanity does make it to the stars, but that's a different story altogether. But I encourage everyone across the political spectrum, even when you have the majority or the most power, maybe take a step back and realize that you shouldn't call for the censorship of another group, the suppression of another idea. We should be well-rounded and challenge each other critically, emotionally, not emotionally, but critically, so that our emotions don't get the better of us. Sorry for that stutter there. We need to remember that we cannot just call for the immediate silence of other people, because that can happen to us. And we've seen firsthand how people have been censored and silenced. In 2018, we saw how libertarians and pro-Palestinian groups and independents and third parties were censored on Facebook. We saw the ever-increasing reach of censorship and suppression happen in 2020. With all the madness that was taking place during that year and afterwards. We hear at Heartland's Media have been censored not once, but 8 times. And I don't wish that on anybody. And there are many of our colleagues in independent media who have been censored severely on YouTube. And that's why there's alternate platforms like Rumble and Rockfin, but it shouldn't be like this. Yes, you're going to be challenged critically, but it's important to respect free speech, at least while we still have it here in this country, because it defines us who we are and how we can all see the other side. Censorship, suppression, silence, having people lose their jobs, you're opening up the door to fascism, if that's what you want. Because then the same thing can be applied to you. I want to hear what people are talking about. I want to hear different perspectives. No, they're not going to change my mind, but I can at least understand where they're coming from, what they are trying to say to me. Because at the end of the day, we all have a voice, and we all have that right. So shout out for Ben Shapiro to, I guess, regulating the other Ben Shapiro. I guess he has to remember that facts don't care about your feelings, so stop trying to censor other people. Come on, be a big boy. Don't be a pansy. You don't need to be padded up, and you don't need to be locked up in a padded cell. You don't need that, do you? Come on. The facts don't care about your feelings, so stop being all scared about protests and free speech and anything else that takes you out of your comfort zone. This is how it is. It's how it's always been, as it should be.